Mr. Speaker, when it comes to foreign interference trying to harass or to monitor Canadians, that is completely unacceptable. The RCMP has stated that it is inquiring actively into those alleged police stations, and it will not act. It will not hesitate to act again. Everyone should feel safe in this country, and we will take every measure necessary to protect Canadians from unacceptable actions by hostile authoritarian regimes.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Markham, Ontario. And can you believe it, folks? Yet again, more allegations that Chinese police stations are operating in our Great Dominion. This time, there is allegedly 2 Chinese police stations operating in Montreal. The RCMP is investigating this matter. I'm sure my colleague Alexa Lavoie is going to look into this when she gets back to Quebec. And this is indeed what brings me back to Markham, Ontario. I am standing in front of the Canada-Toronto Fuking Business Association. This is allegedly one of the fronts for a Chinese police operation. There are a couple of others. One is a Markham house, and another is a convenience store in East End, Toronto. It just sounds so bizarre. Now, we've come here several times and tried to get a response. Every time we come here, the blinds are drawn. It appears that the lights are out, and certainly no one is coming to the door. When we phone the phone number, nobody answers, and there's no opportunity to leave a voicemail. But nevertheless, Safeguard Defenders, that's a human rights watchdog, it says that China has actually opened dozens of police stations around the world, and so far, more than 200,000 Chinese nationals have been persuaded, to use the term, to go back to China to face charges, typically telecom fraud. But the very idea in a sovereign nation like Canada that there is a Chinese police station, or I should say Chinese police stations, plural, operating, it's baffling. Now, you may recall we reached out to the RCMP on numerous occasions going back to last summer, and all we were told is that it was under investigation and they had absolutely no comment to make. That seems to be the case right now. But isn't there an added urgency in terms of getting answers? After all, in the last couple of weeks, we have seen allegations of Chinese interference in the last 2 federal elections. And now Chinese police stations, more and more of them, are being uncovered as operating in Canada. It's outrageous. I mean, would the RCMP, would the Toronto Police Service get to set up shop in Beijing? I don't think so.
One of the things we've seen, unfortunately, over the past years is a rise in anti-Asian racism linked to the pandemic, and concerns being arisen around people's loyalties. I want to make everyone understand fully that Han Dong is an outstanding member of our team, and suggestions that he is somehow not loyal to Canada should not be entertained.
In any event, we're going to keep on this, folks. We're going to try to find out who these people are, what they're doing, and what manner of persuasion, as the saying goes, they use in order to get citizens back to China to face charges. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. From Chinese police stations to Chinese interference in our elections to our Prime Minister's admiration for the dictatorship that is China, it's just too much China. If you feel the way I do, folks, please help us fund our journalism. Go to firedong.com. That's firedong.com. And if you can, kindly make a donation.